And then you can also click. Does everyone have that already? Yes. You click the text box, and then you click somewhere here to create the text box. Again, let me show you that. You click the text box, you flick or you drag, up to you, and then you type hi. So the default for this one is it doesn't have any border, doesn't have any background. Okay. And then the next one, click on select line. And then again, there's a lot of lines there. You have just a normal line, an arrow, an elbow connector, a curve. You choose what you want to create. And then, but this one will create an elbow. Just click and drag. Okay. That's it. So easy. And then for the arrow, you can click shapes or any other shape that you want. You just click on something. Say, for example, I want this decision box. Just click and drag, and that will be there. And then this one, this is actually a polyline. So you click this triangle beside the line, and then you go to polyline, and then you click. Okay, you click until you form the shape that you want. Okay, yeah? Pretty basic, pretty easy. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay, now let's go to changing or editing the font or the style of your object. So what I normally do is I select and highlight, or zoom in. I can just select the box by hovering onto, see that? When you hover onto the line, it will create those arrows. You click that, and then you choose the font that you want it to have. There are many fonts out there. Like if you click more fonts, it will allow you to actually use, you know, loads of fonts. And then you choose if it's bold, you know, the font size and the colors, all that. And then for your line over here, you can always just go to this part of the screen. You can choose the color of the line, if you want it red or green or whatever, custom color. And then the thickness of the line over there. And then the style, if you want it solid line, broken line, dash, dot, dash, and all that. And if you want it to have an arrow, you can always do that too. Okay? And then the next one, quite the same. Just click on the fill color, change the color in, the line color, you know, line weight, style, and the other ones. Quite the same as the polyline as well. So those are pretty basic. Any questions so far? No? Okay. Next, how do we create links? Okay, so in Google Drawing, you can create links for text and for the objects that you have on it. So I want you to go ahead and highlight this particular text. Yes. And then I want you to click on more. If you don't have that, usually there's this chain link icon over there at the top. And if you click insert, it should show you a window where you can type the link in. Say, for example, I want this to be th.cafe.summit.com, and then you just press enter. So that's basically the same thing as you would with the other objects. But if you want a particular part of the object to be clickable as well, like Google Drawings, you can embed it in the Google site. Yeah, has anyone tried that before? You can embed it. You can if you've created a Google site, you can insert a Google Docs, a Google spreadsheet, a YouTube video. You can insert a Google drawing as well. And if you do that, parts of this particular image will be clickable. I mean, this will be clickable. But if you do it on another platform like on Blogger or on WordPress or another site, they won't be clickable. They will just look like it's a link, but they won't be clickable. But if you've inserted or embedded it on a Google site, they will be clickable. They have that integration. They work together. Okay, so what I would show you here is that. Let me show you first what it looks like. So there's the hair there, right? And then I want that particular hair to be somewhat clickable, and they don't see the box. So I would just click on fill color, and I would choose transparent, and line, choose transparent. They won't see any object there, but it will be clickable.
Okay.
Yes. So if you like, okay, point to the hair and click it.
So that's all right.
That's
so
like
that's the way of getting different bits.
Yes.
All right. Yes. Nice little. Never felt that.
And then over here we have groupings and order or connecting one object to another object. Pretty basic. You just right-click on a particular object, like for example this one, and then you choose order, and you will have the option there to move it to front, move it backward, send it to back, send it to front. Okay, I'll move it to backward, so it will look like that. Yeah, I will send this one to front. You can do that.
Rotate it.
Yeah, you can also rotate it. It's a good thing. You can flip it. Okay, so for example, flipping it horizontally will be like that. Okay, basic. And then another one is you can connect lines so that when you move, like for example this one, I want to move it down there, the arrow follows. Yes. What you do is you click on the line tool, say for example an arrow, and then immediately when you do that and hover onto a particular object, these dots show up. And when you click on the dot, it will be connected to that particular object. So you click on the dot from the first object and then click on the dot onto the second object, and then that's how you link to different. So whether you move it, however you move it, the line will follow. Otherwise, if you don't do that, see, look at this, like that, it won't follow. See? You get that? Any questions with that? No? Okay, next is working with images. Okay. So I have here, does everybody know how to insert an image? You just click on insert, just like in Google Drawing or Google Docs or Google Slides. You click insert and you choose image, and from there you can choose which image you want to put in. You can choose to upload something. You can choose to take a snapshot if it's you who, it takes us using your camera, takes a snapshot of you from a URL or from your album or from Google Drive, or even search for an image if you want to. Another good thing inserting images or resources is if you click tools, there's a research tool there, which allows you to search for free and licensed or free to use images like this. So you write flower. So and then you choose images. So you can you can click and drag those images in, and you won't have to worry because they're all going to have links to where where you got them from, and they're all free to use as well. So that's how to insert an image. Now sometimes you don't want the whole image to be to show up. You want just part of the image. You want to crop it. You want to mask it, and you want sometimes to choose a different color, and sometimes you want to show what's behind it as well. Okay, so you can play around with different opacities. So over here, if you click on this particular image, this one, we're going to make it look like this. You can just double click it actually, and that brings the crop tool. These darkened lines over here will allow you to crop it. You can drag that, and it will look how you want it to look. If you don't want the chin, you can do that. Something like that. Okay, and the next one is to mask. So say for example you want, this face to shape like to be shaped or to be masked and have the shape of an arrow. So you just click on it, and then there's an option there, over there. Okay. If you click that, essentially you can choose a different shape wherein behind it is the image. So say for example I want that, so it kind of looks like that. Yeah? Get that there? And then others, if you click it again, there you will see image options. If you click image options, you will see you can change the color. This works well if the image is already colored. If the image is black and white, then the only thing that you can do is maybe affect the transparency, brightness, and contrast. If it's
which tool? Go back to that.
So if you click an image, any particular image, you will have image options.
Ah.
Yeah. So if you click that image option, you can recolor it, something like that.
Yeah.
And then again, instead of recoloring, you want the opacity to be, you want it to be a little bit transparent. You can choose, a different opacity, transparency. So you can play around with brightness, contrast. Sometimes it will also work if, you have, you put an image or a box on top of it, and if it's colored, you can play around with the recolor so that it kind of looks a little bit different. So, any questions with that?
No.
Okay. So that's kind of how it looks like, or how you can work with drawing. It's not that difficult to work with. It's pretty easy. If you want to draw, you can always scribble. If you have if you're using yeah. You can also use your finger though if you want to. You can scribble. I hear that you're pretty amazing. Drawing.
I've just been taking notes actually on that document using the text tool.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just thinking is there any way of me, because I've said something like this, to crop an image, double click on it on the crop tool. So is there any way of me copying that crop tool into my?
Oh,
so it's
you
made
mean,
so actually looking at actually the icon itself.
okay. Actually, right now, it doesn't have that function. I mean, to like create a snapshot of that particular area of the screen, right? But you
Exactly
can,
how you have to do it is you can image of it and then drop it in.
yes.
Is that the way?
But what I would
can
do,
that.
because you're using Mac, you can press
No, I can do
Command.
that. I know how to do that. Yeah. I just thought it might be an inbuilt way of.
Yeah.
Because often if you're trying to tell you like you're telling us this now, we're telling it to students. When you say click on the icon tool, it's nice to have a little picture. Sorry, the link tool or the text tool. It's nice to have a little picture.
Yeah, yeah.
So the only way of doing it is take a photo and dropping that in.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. I know how to do it. Thank you.
Okay. And also, what's good about this is that when you embed it to a certain site or to like wherever you want to embed it, the only thing that's visible is the part where it's in the canvas. Anything outside of that will not be visible to people. Okay, so as you can see over here in my drawing, okay, so on the right hand side you will see the drawing, and you will see here some notes. This when I post it somewhere, only the visible part is only this one, unless I share the document to you, then you can see this. So if I embed it to a certain site, if I publish it, the only thing that they will see is this one. And again, because this is Google, as soon as you update anything on it, it's live. Yeah, it automatically updates as well. So like if you have notes that like instructions that you want your students to have, and then they work on it inside the part where where it is visible, then I would suggest you put the instructions on the outside the canvas.
How do you do that?
You just draw outside. Like for example here, you just draw, and then you type the instructions there, so that your canvas is clean. Like they work on the canvas, and then the instructions are not part of it, so that when they share it or they publish it, the instructions are not there. Yeah. So that's a good one too.
No.
Yeah. So we
So the
learned.
canvas is the grey and white squares. Just opened a new one. You mean
Yeah.
this is where you do the drawings and this is where you put your notes.
Well, I call it canvas, but
Right.
some people might call it the workspace.
Right.
So, any questions so far? So, I guess we've learned how to create lines, how we create graphics. Again, this is just like, if you're playing, if you want to make it look like a person, if you want to make it look like a cartoon, you can always do that if you don't find it somewhere on the internet. You can just always create it yourself. We know how to crop. We can change the order. We can link. We can format and arrange. And there's also a good option here. Let me go back to this. And if you want to select multiple objects, you just click and drag. And then there's this arrange menu bar, a menu. And then you can arrange, and you can arrange it so that they're aligned left, they're aligned center. You can also distribute the spacing if you want to. Like if they're not laid out properly, like for example, and then that one is over there. You can just press shift and select all the objects that you want to be distributed or aligned. You can click distribute and click horizontally, and they will have essentially the same amount of space, so that you don't have to like, oh, are they have the same amount? You don't have to like guess. Okay. And then there's also this neat feature wherein, for example, you want it to have this particular color applied to this one without, going all through the steps. You click this particular object, you choose Format Paint, yes, and then you click the object that you want it to have the same formatting.
Copy.
Yeah, it's like a copy, but without holding, because this one, if you like a different line style and different
everything.
color, it will copy all those. So like for example, this one, let's change the, and then different, that one. Yeah, so that's like maybe 2 or 3, 4 steps or 4 clicks. But if you click that, Format Paint, it will have the same thing. Just one step. Okay. So, yeah. But I don't think it will copy the same height. Yeah. Let's see if it will work. No, it doesn't copy that. So it will copy the style, the formatting, but it won't copy the size.
So when you've done these images, you said you could drop these into. Can you drop this into that Google form thing that you told me about this morning?
Again, if you created
Let's say
like
I
a small
wanted that
part,
particular triangle in my quiz.
it will be this whole file, not just this particular.
So I'd have to have one file with just that little picture in it, for
Yes.
example.
Yes.
Right. Then I would copy that. And then would it just show the picture, or would it show the background and all the, what do you call it?
It will show if your picture is like this big, it will show this big too. But you can in forms you can always resize the whole image. You can make it smaller.
But it doesn't show the workspace as well, though. It just shows the image.
Well, if the image is just a small part, then it will show.
Okay.
So
will the background be transparent or will
well, normally if it's transparent, it will be white. But it's still transparent, but because of how the web page is shown, you will see white. So the way you do that is you can click on Publish to Web, and you will get an image. I mean a link. If you click Publish, okay, you will get a link, and that link is what you use when you insert the image onto your Google form or to anywhere. Okay, this link is what you just copy that, and then when you insert it to your Google form, you just use that. It shows up. Whenever you update it, it automatically updates. You don't have to insert it again. It does it automatically. Okay. Then, so, yeah. Any questions so far? So again, creating infographics, you have to have like a statistic somehow or a guide so that you can create all the necessary drawings for your document. Otherwise, you'll not have an accurate infographic because as infographic is concerned, it is based on a particular fact or a particular statistic. So what I normally do, like what I showed you yesterday, is I have like a sample Google form. I create a Google form. Like if you're doing a science project or like a science experiment, it will be good to create a Google form for them to like type in to get statistics from, like maybe the growth of a plant or a study on something, and then from that you create a sort of chart. Does everybody know how to create a chart from a spreadsheet? Say, for example, this one. Okay. So what I did, let me show you how I did that. So this is like a form wherein it collects a survey based upon if you're a visual learner. Not necessarily accurate because you can always just lie. I'm a visual learner, and then the next one, so let's just pretend survey. So what I did here is I clicked on any particular cell, and then I wanted to sort. I typed in sort. I wanted to sort all the items that I have here, and then sort unique. Range. What I did is just I click on this particular column. Okay, and what it does is it will give me that. So it said that there are only 3 choices. Okay, and it started with A, K, and then B. I sorted it. You can always just write unique if you want it. Like for example, unique, and then you click that, and it will show you that, which is not sorted, if you want that. And then from that, you can get, count if it's equal to, let me show you that. Count if this range, or this column, comma, equal to this particular cell. So I'm going to count this particular column if it's equal to visual learner. So if there are like 20 visual learners responses, then say visual learner, then it will give me 20. Or 6 for this particular column, comma, this particular cell. If I press enter, it will give me how many auditory learners are there. So from this one, it's the same thing with kinesthetic. So what I will do is I will just highlight and then choose insert and choose chart. It'll give me that, which I can insert and use in my drawing. So I'll just click insert, and then what I will do is I will choose 100% for the transparency, so that I don't see this white part of the chart. And then let me zoom out. And I'll copy that, and I can paste it onto my, let me zoom out. I can paste it. Edit, paste. So if you have like a background color, it will allow you to use that essentially so that it works well with your background color. So I'll share this to you, and I'll copy and play around with it. Wait, I think
Sheets and
yeah, I'll
all in one.
what?
It's a double lesson.
Yeah.
Spreadsheet and
Yeah. Where did I put that spreadsheet in? I think if you click on this particular image, this particular object over here, I think it has the. Let me just change that one and share it. Copy, and then create the link. Oh, you've already copied it, right? I'll just put it in this one. Oops. Put it in there so you can copy that, or you can open it up and play around with the spreadsheet. So you can play, you can draw. I'll give you time to. If you have any questions, you can let me know. And if you don't have any questions, I would ask for your wow, my tummy is getting hungry. So this one can give me a feedback so I can use that to improve. And that's it. That's essentially it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. So where's
Davis, the first half hour I forgot to press the button, start Hangouts, start broadcasting. So I was jumping around. This camera was very good, and you're on air now, but I haven't shared your presentation in the Hangouts on Airstream because I forgot to invite public. If you forgot to invite public, it won't be on the stream. You know, the Hangouts on Airstream. So you did a very good job. I still have to practice.
Okay, so if you have any questions, you're free to ask. If you don't, it's okay. Let me show you. I have one more thing. Maybe you can do this as well, if you like. I have actually here a sequence just to show you that you can. What I normally do is I write a sequence, or I show a video clip. It would be good if, we can use our YouTube knowledge here so that it shows only the part where you want it to show. Like started from a particular part of the video. So it shows like this. You don't have to have sound. Yeah. You like that? Seen it?
Pass.
When you were 15, you liked it?
Yeah, he said it. It's alright.
I like
just
the
Tom Cruise being trying to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to be.
I like the old version, the TV series,
Yes,
more than
yeah.
Okay, so the idea is that you show them the video, and then what I usually do is I share this to a group of students or to each student, and then they would try to remember, is this the first event, or depending on the student's capability. You can share the video to them and they watch it, and then they kind of like piece together which one goes first, which one goes next. They can have like a line or something go next, or you can, if they're too advanced to remember the scene and can recognize it, they can just watch it a few times.
So this is on Google Drive.
Yes, I like it more on Google Drawing because you can put them outside and it won't have a problem. You can connect the different objects together. You can also do this on Google Slides, but it's a little bit difficult, especially when they're working together with their friends.
So you get the kids to, like you've done with those, take a copy of that sort of thing.
Yes.
And then,
Or you can distribute it on Google Classroom.
Is there any way, do you ever run into the problem of them accidentally like deleting something? Is there a way to freeze or lock the
Yeah.
image, but be able to for them to still move it?
Well, what I do is there's no way to do that, but you can always like let them copy all of this, put it together there, and maybe two of it so that they can work on the other one piece together. And then they still have
And
that.
if they delete the about they can always edit.
Yeah, you can always
do it.
revert it or go back to.
Probably nothing to do with this session, but is there something to be said about paper here though, where the kids are actually moving it around?
Yeah, well, that's also one part, but yeah,
Yeah.
you know, you choose which one.
Yeah.
Any questions or?
I have a question. If I insert the picture in the Google Drawing and have a white background,
Yeah.
can the remove the white background out?
As of this time, no. But what I would do is I would mask it.
Oh.
I would mask it. But it's a little bit difficult to mask because you can only choose, you know, from this. But maybe if you can draw kind of, yeah, you can do that as well. But it's a little bit tricky. You have to use a special software for that.
Okay.
Yeah. But you have the option. Maybe somehow later when they update it, they can have like a mask that is a little bit more flexible than
Well,
you know,
maybe a bit
standard
like
shapes.
before with the transparency thing, something like that. You know, that you can take a photo and somehow, I don't know, because it would transparent the whole thing, wouldn't it?
Right now, you can only mask from this one. You cannot mask like the shape of a dog or a shape of a flower, right? As of this time. But later on, when you do that will be a feature that will come up.
But like the nice thing about this is when I've tried to do some drawing before in the past is you make it as big as you possibly can, and then draw around it when it's 400% or whatever, really easy to see, and then reduce it right back down again, and you don't really notice that it's been, you know, really amateuristic, horrible, but it looks okay, but it's back down again. So that's interesting doing it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my session.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your
Say
time.
thank you to the camera.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to the camera.
Yeah, very good. Again, very practical. What we want.
Okay, I say thank you as well. If anybody watches this on YouTube, whether you are interested, do you want to say hello?
Okay.
Hello.
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 Hello. Sino, say hello. Okay. Hopefully somebody's watching that. Thank you for
Okay.
putting up with me. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks.
From
Thank you.
th.gaffysummit.com. Signing off. Signing off.